Wow, welcome back to another episode of the Survivor Conquest Podcast. Now, this one's a good episode because we got another amazing twist that us the fans voted for. The
Damn
double
right we
the
did.
double
I
duo.
remember this one. I
Isaiah,
remember this one loud
Isaiah,
and clear.
Isaiah voted for this one for sure.
I
Yeah, this was all
actually
Isaiah.
no,
This
I actually think I voted to keep twist rare because I know Survivor can go a bit crazy with twist.
Really? What's giving you that impression?
Uh, I don't know. I think it's the coconuts that Suri had to like examine
dude,
one by
poor,
one.
poor Suri, man. They really had to go give the 50-something-year-old woman a 2,000 job coconut on exile. That's horrible.
Yeah. I think, okay, I'll at least give it this. I like this twist probably more than the Blood Moon, just on the front that it's a little less random. They have the afternoon to strategize. And like the biggest thing I don't like about this twist is, well, one, I don't like just single round one-off twists. And more importantly, I don't like that they didn't have the full breadth of the twist before they chose their partners. Because if they have that in mind, I think that obviously, like, yeah, that makes it more easier for the majority to kind of plan around it. But at the same time, like, then at least they're given all the tools necessary to play with this twist. So I do like that the majority doesn't just get this chance to plan around it because then they can just partner up as best suits their interests. But at the same time, it kind of takes away a bit of the agency. So I liked this more than the Blood Moon just because they weren't randomly drafted into three different teams. But still, it was like, once they're actually strategizing it in teams and knew the twist, I liked it from there. And I'm also at a point in Survivor now where twists like this, some people are going to scream and rave about how this isn't the core of what Survivor is. I just let it wash over me. It's still Survivor. It's okay.
Now, do you think if all the players knew all the details before the challenge, you think Coach would have been by himself and you think he would have been safe?
Oh,
I think
I
I
don't
think
know.
more people would have opted for being the one person safe. I think we would have seen a lot more shot in the
Obviously.
darks in the bag. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, even before we knew what the twist was, because I mean, I guess we heard rumors what it might be, but this wasn't fully confirmed until we were watching it here. But like, even as I was watching it play out, I was thinking, every chance I take, I'm putting my shot in the dark in the bag. I want to be that one person because that I feel like overall in recent terms of Survivor, you're probably going to be safe or at least get a chance and an advantage.
hmm Yeah, I mean, poor Colby that one time, he's went to exile and he was forced to fight for his vote, not even for an advantage.
Yeah, and then Steph or what was her name? Savannah went out with the block mode, a real dynamic advantage.
Dynamic advantage. Yep. That's right.
Well, I mean, overall, like twist aside, I liked the content of this episode, and we saw the big kaboom. Chekhov's gun went off. Chekhov's idol went off, and Devon's finally grabbed it. If I had to guess, I'd say probably not necessary. I think he was Coach and Chrissy were probably going home anyway, but it made for a fun moment. Although the editing wise, it kind of like it wasn't fully on Devon's side. It made it seem editing wise like he was getting into his own head a bit. He was getting a little bit too paranoid. But I still liked the tribal council. I think it made for a fun Devon's moment. It's gonna be interesting to see more so how he plays off this now that he can go back to camp with this bag. What do you think? I know they have a fake idol in it, but it obviously doesn't look like the other idols, like the other Billie Eilish idols.
Yeah,
So I mean, I am curious. And if anyone reads the paperwork, it's going to be the Billie Eilish paperwork. So
he's not gonna let anybody read that paperwork, and he
yeah.
shouldn't.
I mean, if anything, technically what he could do is he could take Aubrey's paperwork. And at least that paperwork would be a bit more convincing because it's different paperwork from the OG Billie Eilish idol when somebody finds it. And it's the paperwork
Mm.
that just says somebody gifted you this idol. It's not very convincing, but it's a little more convincing than just having the Billie
No,
Eilish
no,
paperwork.
I don't think
no.
that unfolds because he said that he was given a clue to the idol, so
Yeah.
it makes it so it's different than the ones so
Yeah,
far.
Well,
and
hopefully he just doesn't open the idol for anyone.
it doesn't make sense. He really shouldn't. And also the paperwork, like you said that like he was gifted an idol. when he wasn't. He found it right there at Tribal Council, which I know, like you said, like you don't think it changed the outcome of the vote, but I definitely think it swayed votes. I don't think the vote would have been such a large majority had Rick had not done that.
Yeah, yeah, because people like Joe said he wasn't going to vote coach out of
A
what I don't know, out
principle.
of obligation. I had a principle, and I think he ended up voting him anyway.
Yeah, well, the vote, yeah, it was just Chrissy and Jonathan that did not vote for Chrissy and Coach.
Oh man, Chrissy should have played a shot in the dark. Would have been two and
And
six.
Chrissy, if there's
They
okay, I
never
guess
said that though.
for
That's a
the
good
for
point.
the shoe-in idled out or Peridium video that's going to come out for the most twist screwed players, I feel like Chrissy's now going to be in contention twice on that list for getting
Oh
for getting
yeah.
paired with Coach, and she got screwed over with fire making.
Genevieve still,
That's a rough go.
Genevieve still definitely the most twist screwed person on this game.
Yeah, she got pretty unlucky. But oh man, poor Chrissy.
I mean,
And
Chrissy,
She's actually she's actually playing pretty well. I think
really, I was gonna say
is a huge
Chrissy.
step up.
I was gonna say Chrissy has no shot at winning the game. I mean, in terms of like an edit
Really?
point of view, I don't think she had a chance. She wasn't getting a lot
I,
of
edit
screen.
I mean,
wise, no.
you're telling me. I mean, what, you're telling me she takes over her alliance. She was the mom of that alliance. She takes Coach and maybe like Joe or Jonathan. You saying she doesn't have like an argument to
She could. We're
be?
just talking edit wise. How the
Uh,
show is edited, it didn't really support a winning narrative for her. But
I
I
mean, they
mean,
should
I
air.
appreciated having Chrissy back because of like her circumstances in her last season. Still waiting for Devin from the same season to come back, by the way. But beyond that, I don't think I need to see Chrissy again. She kind of seemed like she was pretty much the same, and she acted about how what I expected from Chrissy this season. I'm glad she got her moments with like the Camilla vote. She got some fun moments, but beyond that, like it was just Chrissy coming back again this season. I don't think we got any new layers from her. So, Coach, on the other hand, I'm
There's just
devastated.
he's so awesome. Oh my god, his quotes are top tier, and his the entertainment he brings every episode.
Yeah.
That's why I tune in.
I'm waiting every episode now for Coach to walk in from the jury. Oh, and you know Dee is gonna be so happy that she's got two new best friends, and it's gonna be Coach and Chrissy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
too bad they don't show the Ponderosa videos anymore. They stopped doing that, I think. I think 41 was the last time they did it. They should have brought it back for 50, but oh
Yeah,
well.
I was. Every part of me was hoping Coach was gonna have some way out of this. But I didn't see it really, especially when Cerise showed up and and she was just like, no, 2-for-1, coaching Chrissy, get them going.
So, as soon as she said that, I was like, "Damn, I think it's over now." And Cerise says so. It's over.
Yeah. So I'm actually curious now, with everybody getting, or with 6 people technically getting votes this tribal council, who left can technically play a perfect game? I think
Jonathan.
Jonathan hasn't gotten a vote. Um,
Uh,
Tari got a vote. Has Emily
so,
gotten a vote? I think.
Yes,
yeah,
at the Mike
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
Tribal.
I'm the 3-2-1. Um,
I think
has
that's it.
Joe?
Oh,
No,
no. I don't think
no.
he's got his name
Wait,
written down.
There we go.
yeah, no, no, no.
The
I think
perfect game is on the board for Joe.
I thought Joe got a vote. Maybe I was wrong.
Maybe.
I thought he got a vote on that Genevieve tribal, or maybe he didn't.
No, that was 4-0.
Ugh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
yeah.
was. Because she played the shot in the dark.
What?
Man, Rizzo's playing really well. I never watched this season, but he's doing a lot better than I thought he would have done.
I said this last week. I think he's playing one of the best games this season. I think him and Suri are playing the best, and they're definitely in the best position. I think those two are the ones that are actually in the middle, even though people are saying like Aubrey, Devens, Emily, like those people in the middle. I really don't think so. I think that's just kind of like a
Yeah.
side. It's like them and the honor and integrity people, and then you have like Rizzo and Suri in the middle because I think they have really good connection with both sides.
There's no more honor and integrity people left in the game.
Well, there's yeah, I know. Well, there's Stephanie and Jonathan,
Yeah,
Joe.
like the
Jonathan,
two.
Jonathan's no longer honor integrity. He's playing. He's actually playing a more strategic game now. He's not.
Yeah,
He's not. He's
honestly,
not honor integrity.
I'm interested to see how Jonathan moves forward. Like it sucks that it had to be Coach. Like, take out like Joe and Chrissy, or like freaking
Joe and
Joe and Stephanie,
Tiffany.
maybe. Like, and it's fine. Because then that side, obviously, like, I guess Coach was supposed to kind of be seen as the figurehead, but just take out any combination of like the more figurehead types, and I'm fine to see like them kind of stick around. But I liked having Coach on my screen. But I am interested to see how Jonathan moves forward and navigates from here. I think that will be very fun. And I did also just pull up our confessional accounts for this episode. Poor Coach only got. Oh, okay, okay, never mind. Okay, I was confused for a second because in the confessional count it has them both listed as 12th place.
I'm assuming
I'm
what
assuming
Chrissy and Suri got the most.
Chrissy got 3, Coach got 4. The most
Really? Coach got
was
4? I thought Coach
3.
got
Yeah,
more.
3 got 8. Everyone else was pretty low down there. Emily only got 1. She
I
was
mean,
the lowest this episode.
Coach didn't get that many, but he got a lot of screen time.
Yeah, it was all just him singing in the hammock.
Yeah.
That was
Is
Hey,
for
by the way,
me. Oh, go ahead.
I liked this episode for Coach. Him going aside at home, I thought it was a fun episode. We got plenty of Coach antics. It was a very good send off for Coach. And his final words, okay, like Coach is definitely the real guy. 1,001 people out there are asking, is Coach genuinely like this, or is it all just an act? That's
Oh,
actually him. Is he playing it up for the cameras? Probably. But that's definitely him. He is, at the end of the day, just a kooky guy, and he's aware of that. And he's still trying to play the game. Like,
I,
I appreciated Coach this episode. I appreciated Coach this season. I thought he was so much fun, and I'll give him credit. A lot of his quotes seemed a little misguided and kind of whatever, and his haikus were bland. I think he tried another haiku. I don't even know if I heard a third verse. I just heard the first 2 verses, and even those, I don't know if they matched a haiku's structure. But I'll give him this. That quote that he gave at the end, which was the quote that we saw in the teaser for this season, I liked that quote. That was fun. And then his little joking self-awareness type thing, Magellan, he ended up getting clobbered in, what was it, the Philippines, wherever he said.
yeah,
But
Yeah.
was it
I liked that. I liked
Ferdinand?
that send off for Coach. I thought Coach had fun. He even had selfness to play his shot in the dark. This is fine for Coach. I'm happy to see Coach go here. And hey, nice little bookend for Ozzy and Coach. Honestly, a part of me, my heart was saying I thought Ozzy was gonna be the one gotten by Coach, but I thought this was pretty fun. I liked this.
I think Coach did actually try to play his own strategic game and not like go crazy. But I think like the moment everybody started confronting him, especially Ozzy on that first time, I think it kind of like flipped the switch to be more himself and I don't know, to just play with a little less I don't know, discreetness, I guess.
Yeah. I would be curious though, just to think about like how a twist like this does play out with this group of people at this point in the game, if they knew beforehand how it goes. Because the logic is you have to split up because you don't want a Chrissy and Coach situation where then that's 2 for 1 from the same alliance. But at the same time, then you need to kind of hope that you can have at least 2 people that you're both fine to go home. Otherwise, you're stuck with a bunch of Joe and Tiffany's or Jonathan and Christians. Like, I think that's what really focused it in on Emily and Rizzo and Devins and Aubrey. It was just the 2 for 1s that were really on the plate here because no one was willing to cut an ally just to take out one person.
It'd be so interesting because you'd see every different alliance member from each group pair up with each other, but then nobody would want to vote out each pair because at some point, like one of them is going to be like entangled.
Yeah.
So
I think that's
it
what.
would be an interesting watch.
Yeah, I think that's what we would have seen, or the strategy would have been had they had known the twist ahead of time. I feel like the ideal situation is to pair yourself with somebody from the opposing alliance. That way, nobody's going to really want to vote like that pair at all because they're connected to one side or the other either way. So to be honest, like I think Reddit, Survivor Reddit, the fans, even though they voted for this, they're definitely going to talk crap about this episode and this twist. I wouldn't mind seeing this twist again in the future, which might be kind of crazy. If they are told ahead of time that this was going to happen, that they were going to go home as a pair, I think that'd make for very interesting strategy.
Who do you think would have like tried to sort out who if they knew about it? Like who do you think would have been like the desirable ally for most people?
That's a good question.
I
Hmm.
think I think
Quite
Jonathan.
obviously, and we said this earlier, everyone's gunning to be the one person.
I
But
think I think like the middle group that they call like the Christian, Rick, Aubrey, Emily. I think a lot of them want to try to get to Jonathan just because he's part of the alliance and he's a challenge threat to actually win the immunity.
yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, hey, I thought Ozzy and Stephanie were going to take this immunity because I think we'll probably see Ozzy win another immunity. And we'll see. Also, technically, are we past the halfway point? Yeah, we are. We're at
We
11 now,
are.
so we're exactly at the halfway point. Coach was our exact half point. We had the first half of the season with Coach, which for all those watching, I'm gonna go by torch snuffed order. So Chrissy got what was it 13th place, Coach got 12th. Ugh, I wish we had more Coach, but we're gonna get to see him on the jury, and I bet she's gonna get a whole segment on the jury talking about who played with the most honor and integrity.
I mean, he did
I
say it that like, oh, if you think you're gonna win season 50 by lying, you're mistaken. You're not winning the game. And let's be real,
yeah,
I
I
don't
think
think that's
this.
gonna.
I think for this season to remain fun and interesting, twist aside, which like I said, I don't mind the twist at this point. I let them wash over me. And this twist in particular, there was enough playing around it, and there was enough. It was just it added an interesting dynamic to our twist enough. It was fine, but I think losing to honor and integrity, well, two people from that majority alliance, even though it was pretty clear that there was plenty of dissension in those ranks, but I think this was a good vote for the rest of the season, especially losing two of them. So because that really cuts them off at the knees. And I'm very interested to see how it goes. And I'm sure we'll get a normal vote next week. Or hell, maybe it's going to be another challenge where they run in pairs and the bottom two pairs lose their votes at tribal council. And then it's just like, what would that be? Like a 7-person vote at the final 11. But on some level, we'll probably get a regular final 11 vote. And then we'll get, as they'll split into two groups of 5 at the final 10. Because guess what, guys? We voted for Twists.
We voted for Twist. I know I voted for Twist. I think I put like abundance or something. I know I put like the highest amount.
You didn't even vote, did you?
No, no, I actually did vote. I swear to God, I voted. But
What
at
the
the time
heck?
it was like a short questionnaire, so I definitely remember voting.
I was gonna say, like, yeah, I thought next episode would be like a normal episode, but they had like a huge reaction again. And then we saw like Jeff like competing in the challenge for some reason. I don't know if
It
that's
was
just
Jimmy
like for
Fallon.
fun or if that's like part of the twist. Jeff can win immunity. Oh, wait, no, I'm gonna save that for my bold prediction. Never mind.
I'm sure that's
I'm
just
not
meant
gonna
to be
do it
like
now.
a fun little tidbit for like the episode of, oh, Jeff finally competes in a challenge. Which
I
No,
wait,
think
didn't that have something to do with Jimmy Fallon? Or like Jimmy Fallon told him like something about I'll show up when you I feel like I remember hearing that when he competes in a challenge. I don't remember that exactly, but it was something like that. So maybe next week is Jimmy Fallon's week because we're still waiting for fucking Jimmy Fallon. Merge Idol's got to be out there somewhere.
I think
Although
for
I
the
guess
next
less people are going to be looking now
yeah,
because
I
now
think
that they think that there's a third one out there.
for the next two tribals we're gonna see like the middle people will go home. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
hold on,
I think what
everybody save
it
your predictions for the end because that's what we
oh wait,
always
what's
do.
oh really?
We
Yeah,
didn't do
yeah,
this
yeah. No,
conversation, Isaiah.
Wait,
that's our conquest tradition. I was actually gonna like say my bold prediction right now, but I'm not gonna do that.
did we see who who wanted to include Joe in on the vote? Was that Rizzo?
It was,
Rizzo.
yeah.
Yeah, because they didn't want to
I
cross
think
Rizzo.
I could see Rizzo pulling in Joe, then Joe pulls in Tiffany, and then you have like Ozzy and Surrey, and then they take out I think Rick, Christian, or Emily, one of those three.
Yeah, I could see it. Oh, we'll see. I don't know. It was. I'm very interested for next week. I'm actually okay. Let's try and do the quick math. We have 13 episodes this season, right?
Yes, and that was
That was
episode number
episode
eight.
8. So we have 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 5 more episodes and we're at 11 people. So how many people do we have left? Hold on. I'm whipping out my phone for quick
We
math
gotta
because
get
I'm
eight
not.
people. We gotta get 8 people out of the game.
It's a live reunion, so I think we can assume that the rest of the episodes are gonna have eliminations.
Well, yeah, but I'm just for single eliminations. I'm assuming we're probably gonna have one more double, but I'm gonna
And
assume, okay, let's say
and
I
that
think we
would
can
make
also
16.
I think we could also assume that the finale is going to be like the final two episodes are going to be like longer episodes.
Yeah, no, the last episode will probably be like final six. There'd be six people in the finale. That's usually what they do with like
But they don't usually do the
cast that
finale
are
in one
bigger.
ep. But they don't usually do the finale in one episode, right? They split into two.
No, no, usually the final six is all done in one episode.
What the fuck?
Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah, so if okay, wait. So if we go by my logic, which I'm thinking we do this next round at final 11 is a normal round, then we split into two groups. We'll probably be at, so we'd be at eight. So yeah, we'd be at eight here. And then episode 11, we'd go down to seven. Then episode 12, we'd go down to six. And episode 13 could be a five-person finale. I think that's been standard for the last few seasons.
Hmm.
I
So I'm
think for
assuming
the
we have one more double, or we have, what would that be? That'd be 11, 10, 9, 8. Yeah, so if we just go one vote off for every episode, we'd have seven people in the finale. So we're gonna have a double at some point.
Well, I mean, for the like I was saying this before, like for cast of 20, they usually have six people, and that's finale night. So honestly, I would hope they wouldn't do this, but because it's an even bigger cast, I guess they could have seven people like
My
in
hope
the
is
finale.
that maybe like penultimate episode, episode 12, is just a double round where it's just two regular rounds back to back. Even if that's in 90 minutes, it's two regular rounds of Survivor. I'm betting everything that it's going to be final 10 split into two groups of five, but we'll see.
Hmm.
I
Beyond
mean,
that, oh,
I
oh
mean, yeah,
gosh,
no,
shall we talk about already? This was Coach's big episode. He gave us almost a haiku. He sang quietly so no one could hear. He gave a good quote. What
he
else did
was
Coach?
he was singing.
He can't shoot. He can't shoot hoops.
No, cannot shoot
Bad,
hoops.
bad at basketball.
Bad at basketball, good at hacky sack or whatever it is. Is that bocce ball? I'm trying to think where you like toss it into the platform way away. I think that's hacky sack or something.
I don't know, but I think to be honest, like Coach getting all that screen time was kind of like another strong indicator that he was going to go because I'd assume they want to give him like a proper like
He's been getting a
goodbye.
lot of screen time every episode.
I guess so. I
Yeah.
guess that's true. Yeah.
But I
Just kind of,
appreciated this nice send off. I feel bad for Chrissy because her whole episode was just about managing Coach, and she's just Coach's victim, and then she doesn't even get to outplace him.
Yeah.
yeah, that's a shame. Actually, this is because everybody on Survivor gets money and it's based on placement. I assume,
Really?
yeah,
I
you didn't know
didn't-
that?
Oh, I didn't know it was based on placement.
Yeah, so like, or I think no, it's like, I think it's either placement or like episode. It goes up with like each boo or each episode. So I wonder if is Coach gonna get more money because he was technically like 12th place and not 13th. I don't know. Or maybe they get the same cash prize. No idea.
You think they get paid to do like all the like promotion after the show's aired? Like I know like a lot of them's have been like hanging out and like going to events. Like I'm a big like UFC watcher, and I saw like Jeff Probst show up to the UFC event with like four players from Survivor 50 to do some promo.
I'm sure for stuff like that, probably, or they get paid with the experience of getting to go. But for all like general promo, probably not. Like I know they get paid to show up at the reunion. It's like 10 grand to show up at the reunion.
Yeah, no, because I saw like D, Jonathan, Q, and I think Stephanie like they were at the UFC event. I don't think any of them really worked together.
I'm not sure. I am not sure about that. I'm just trying to think of what else we haven't covered. Because it's, I don't know, I both feel like that this was a very strategy heavy episode. Oh, I guess we got to see, okay, I'll give a shout out to Joe. We saw a little more agency from Joe, and he ended up voting for Coach and Chrissy. So that's more growth from him than I thought we were ever going to get.
Yeah,
If it,
I
you had to
thought
put a put.
Go ahead.
I thought Jonathan would have done that, which I could also, and I had this thought, I could also see it as Jonathan saw the writing on the wall. He knew Coach and Chrissy were going to go, but probably not wanting to burn them. He does what JT does when Coach goes in token sheens and just doesn't vote for him, acts surprised, and then gets his jury vote at the end. I could see that being a likely situation, but
I was gonna say I thought this was actually a pretty decent episode from Joe because we've talked about it. I feel like Joe hasn't been playing the best game and hasn't been, I guess, edited in such a positive light, more like an obstacle for the players. And I thought Joe, again, had like a pretty decent episode. He showed to be like strategic and at least try to like, I mean, he wasn't successful in like changing the vote or anything, but I don't know. I feel like we saw more of like Joe from 48, which is like the better Joe.
I think when you see him like worm his way into like the Surrey Alliance and maybe like I don't know. I think for Ozzy in his game, I think they need to like take her out eventually because she
yeah.
runs
I
shit.
I do definitely get the vibe that Joe is still being viewed as a number, even in just how Rizzo approached wanting to tell him, because they didn't want to leave him out because they didn't want him against them at the next vote. So I think they're all just assuming that they just need to cut off the head of the snake that's currently got Joe on a leash so they can pick up the leash, but they can't burn Joe in the process, is kind of how I view it. So Joe's kind of just like a dog, a firehouse dog. He's a Dalmatian getting picked up and trying to be used by all these different, more strategically inclined people in the game. And I guess we'll see which way he goes next week. I think he could. I mean, Joe's not a main character this season, so we'll see which side he ends up going with. But he'll
That's a
probably just fall into the background.
that's a pretty fitting quote. Isn't he a fireman?
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
I said it.
Yes.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah. Uh Speaking of, wait, so I know one of you guys like mentioned like Suri. I'm surprised, like, yeah, she seems to be the one that's kind of just like running things and like, in everybody's confessional. Like, people are well aware of that. She has like the most like agency and like the most connections, I think, socially. And I wonder when they're like gonna target her. Because the thing with Suri is like they never target her until like the very end of the game. Well, actually, in Game Changers, she was never really targeted. She just got everybody else had an idol, so she
Mm.
just went
I
home by
mean,
default.
She's the perfect shield. You know, she's
yeah.
not gonna win. She's not gonna win immunities, and
Yeah, I
she's
could absolutely see that argument that people are fine to have Suri around because she's Suri. She's obviously very pleasant to be around, and people listen to her. So like there is definitely an element that Suri is just a very dangerous player to cross. You don't want to do that. But I think a large element in the back of a lot of these players' minds is that she's not going to win an immunity. She is going to be a massive threat. So she's the perfect person to take to final six, final five, and cut just like that.
yeah. I
I
think she's
think
like the perfect. She's the perfect ally. In the,
Or counter, maybe these people are all just generally or genuinely caught up in Ceri's mist, and she's just that good. Evidently, something about Ceri, and I mean, I'm seeing it more this season, honestly, than I ever have before, which I probably am paying more attention than I ever bothered to before. But she definitely does seem like she is just so much fun. Like she's not chastising people. She seems so welcoming, so warm, and at the same time so willing to like just have fun out there. Like when she's talking in confessional about people about not being allowed to lie around her, it's just like, oh, oh my God, clutch my pearls.
yeah,
People are lying on Survivor. Like she seems fun for even me. Like I'm 23. I think to hang out with Sari would be awesome. She seems like so much fun to talk to. So there is definitely that element that Sari just is that personable, and that's why she's so deadly. She has that mind for the game, and she has the personability to actually utilize it. So I'm 50-50. I think these players are smart enough to see that she is a very good shield because she can't win immunities and because she's everything I just listed. But it remains to be seen because maybe a player like Ozzy thinks that, but in his mind he's partnered with Suri. But if he gets to the end with Suri, the jury's going to view her as having used Ozzy, and maybe Ozzy doesn't see that. So we'll
man,
see.
you can't go to a final three with Surrey. You'll never win.
you just
It
lose
doesn't
by
even,
That's
default. It doesn't matter
you
how
lose by
Suri
a
played
fault.
the game. Like
You
you just
lose.
lose to Suri. That's it. It's over. I
You know,
mean, hell,
it doesn't matter how like masterfully you played like the middle and like swayed the votes. You bring her to the end, you're done for.
yeah, definitely.
I think she's like the perfect ally. I think every one of us, you go on Survivor, you see Suri, you try and find a way to work with Suri.
Well, yeah, but my worry with Cerie is that then everybody loves Cerie. So how do I know that I'm actually the one that's with her and I'm not just her next target because everyone wants to work with Cerie? That's my hang up with if I was ever on the beach with her, I'd be scared about that.
Not only that, but also making a move against her because everybody loves her, because she's so well connected. She's probably going to find out about it. We saw in episode one, Jenna went straight for Suri, and look what happens. That's what happens when you target Suri Fields. You get
Yeah.
voted out of
I
the
think
game.
there's a scary factor at play with Cerie wherein at a certain point, people are just going to want to take her far because she sucks in challenges. But at the same time, at that point, you're basically locked in with Suri because no one's going to want to take her out. So you can't oppose her because if you oppose her, then all of her allies that are still on her good side are just going to flip on you and take you out so that they can get her one step further so that they can potentially cut her in one of those endgame situations. So at a certain point, you could almost be locked in with Sari to where you couldn't go against her if you wanted, and you couldn't even go against what she wanted if you wanted to. And I think that's a scary attribute of Sari if I was in that position, which is why I would probably err more on the side, unless I was in Rizzo's position where I felt genuinely like I was the person that was locked in with Sari, then I would probably err on the side of saying I would like to try and get rid of her sooner rather than later, and before everyone wants to take her to the end.
Well, not only
Yeah.
that, but in the fan vote, we had the option to vote for no fire making and instead have a vote. And I think what they're gonna think out on the island is that like, oh, the fans have been dying to like have a vote and get rid of fire making, so that's probably what they voted for. And if they're in the mindset that they're gonna have a vote instead of fire, they could just be like, oh, we could just take her out at 4. She's not winning immunity. She's a long-term shield. We could just take her out anytime. It'd be kind of funny if she makes Final Four. Turns out the fans did vote for fire and she somehow wins fire making, which honestly, she's not even good at fire making either. So maybe the mindset is you could just take her out at any time.
Man, she's so good that at Final Four, she might be able to convince somebody to take her to the end. Yeah, she
Yeah,
might be able
like
to she might be able to convince them to like the immunity winner. They're like, "Yo, you're not winning this game. We're best friends. Take me with you to the Final
I
Four."
didn't even think about that.
I wouldn't think about that argument, but I could see a situation where Ozzy thinks that him and Suri have won this game together, and so he's
Yeah.
willing to take her to the end, and then she just stomps on him at FTC. I could absolutely see that.
No, what I think would even be like even a better move if she could somehow like convince somebody. I mean, well, actually, no, Sri wins against anybody, but it'd be kind of funny if she could convince somebody to take off the necklace to put themselves in fire against someone else, not her. And she wanted that person out of the game. They lose fire. And it's because Sari convinced them to put themselves in fire making when they didn't have to do that.
Man,
Yeah,
if you're Suri, you gotta work on that fire making skills. Because I wouldn't bank on that fact, but I think just
yeah. You
getting
think
there.
after 50 seasons she'd learn fire making at
Oh
some
yeah,
point?
playing Survivor 6 times and she participated in 2 fire making challenges. Yeah, you would think that she'd learn how to make fire.
Well, better maybe next season. She's gonna learn.
Well, hold on. We haven't seen the ending of the season yet.
Oh, I
Maybe.
know, but I just mean if she doesn't learn this season, listen, I've already said it so many times. I don't know how, as I believe a nurse, gets so much time off to do all the different reality shows to play Survivor 6 times and go and do the Traders and go and do Big Brother for like she was on that season for like three
Oh,
months,
like
I
a
think.
hundred days. Yeah.
Yeah,
Her
like I
social
don't know
media is
how
so
she.
good from work.
She's
I'm
like,
sure
I want to be in her career to get that much time off. Holy shit!
Oh
What
yeah,
no,
yeah.
the?
No,
But
she's
no,
probably
I'm
she
sure if she doesn't win this season, she'll be back again at the
no,
next big season.
no. I was gonna say, she's probably like talking to her boss, and with her amazing social game, like, oh, can I have the time off work? You know what, Siri? We'll give you PTO, not just time off. We'll give you paid time off.
Don't even pay
Take all
time.
the time you need.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know if she's still working as a nurse or maybe she's
No, she
retired.
is. She is. I saw on Instagram like her like reels that she like posted recently, like in her like uniform. She definitely is.
I gotta go get injured in her city and so I can go meet Suri.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, I mean, beyond that. I don't know. No one really stood out to me this episode. I feel like everyone was present, but in all the chaos, there was not a ton of character this episode other than from Coach, and there was no camp other than from. Actually, was there even any camp? There wasn't.
Not
There was not.
really.
This was Isaiah's dream episode because there was no camp life. This was
Yeah.
strategy wall to wall, only interrupted by a twist and by Coach singing.
Yeah,
So,
I guess. Well, no, I talked about it like before that I wish in the new era, even like being somebody that really likes strategy, that we see just a little bit like more camp life here and there. But it makes sense with this big twist, like because there's a lot of strategy that goes into it, why we didn't actually get that camp life. So I'm okay with it.
yeah.
Hmm. Well, I actually don't know if we have anything else to talk about for
Uh,
as packed strategically. It's difficult for me to actually think of what else we have to talk about.
Yeah.
it feels like a pretty big and eventful episode, like a lot happened. But yeah, I can't think of anything either. But you know what we could talk, what we can talk about. We can talk about the draft, Kyle, because you always
Oh,
love to mention the draft.
that's true. Hold on. Wait, okay, so this was finally Stallings loses another player. That's you, Jeff. I'm gonna send you Stallings' draft team.
Um,
That's your team.
oh,
Yeah,
let's
so
see.
this is okay. Well, this is updated as of going into this episode. So you've only lost one person before this. Let me scroll. There you are, JJ. So here we are. So I just lost coach. I am down to two people. I have Jonathan and I have Stephanie. I am all in on honor and integrity. You just lost Chrissy. You only lost, I believe, before this episode, you've only lost Q. So you're doing
Um,
pretty good. But give us your thoughts on
um,
how the draft's going for people. Isaiah
me?
is, of course, nickel and diming his way back into the negative. So good for him.
Oh, let me see here.
You know,
I'm
you know how
liking
the
my
point
draft
system
right
works,
now.
right?
Vaguely. It's like placement votes.
Yeah.
I'm liking this draft. I think Suri's got a final six in her. Emily, shit, maybe not Emily. I think she can go like the next two. Devins, Christian, Emily. Jesus Christ, hold on, maybe not. I think they can get picked off.
Hopefully, for your sake, the middle better not get
Oh,
targeted.
holy crap!
All right, so
We might see like a fall.
to update our draft totals, we are now with Chrissy. I'm giving her 13th place. Her torch was snuffed first. That's just what I'm going with. Chrissy, in a 10 to 1 to 1 vote, earns 12 points, minus 10 for a total of plus 2. That
Um,
gives Stallings, who earned negative 2 points from, I believe, who is it? Devins and Emily, or got two votes against them, technically. So he's down 2 points, and then he gains those 2 points right back to settle right back in where he was at the start of this out at -3. Isaiah, good news for you.
you guys
No
do
one went home
you guys do
from your team
immunity
once.
points?
No, we do
No.
not. It's just votes and placement.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna also
So
do
Isaiah, good
something.
news for you.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that we also give points to people who receive votes at FTC.
Yes, that those are positive points at FTC. So Isaiah, you unfortunately go -2 once again because who is it? Rizzo and Aubrey both get one vote cast against them. So unfortunate for you. And me, of course, the king of this draft until you guys start losing people. Because this draft, as Oscar pointed out to us in our longest podcast episode so far, this draft is on paper right now. I'm going to take a snapshot of this moment and how great I feel because it is not going to last. I have two people left. That is a combined amount of, I can technically get 23 and 24 points. That's all I can get. Plus, if they technically just like sweep the jury votes, maybe I can get an extra dozen or so from that. But I am not going to be winning this draft for, I imagine, much longer. But I'm going to hold on to my lead and cherish it for as long as I have it because I was at 10, and with coach going out with 10 votes against him, he earns 13 points for a total of +3 for me. I am now at 13. I'm doing great. This is a great moment for me for right now. I think if I had to guess, it's obviously I'm not going to win. It's tough to say because now what is I think you and Stallings are tied now, Isaiah. So It's really going to be important to see who makes the end game here because those minimal votes cast against somebody is really good. And I'm fucking banking on somebody getting idled out. And so that all of those votes don't cast and I can just get a lot of points because that's really what I'm banking
The
on.
winner
I,
of the season is on my draft. I don't even remember who's on my draft off the top of
you
my
have
head.
Aubrey, Tiffany, Rizzo, D, and Oz. Oh, never mind, not D.
Not D.
You have Ozzy, Rizzo, Tiffany, and Aubrey.
Your best bet there is Rizzo or Aubrey, be my guess.
Yeah, those two are in pretty good shape.
Thing is,
Not Tiffany. I could
I
see
don't know.
Ozzy doing bad, but I don't know if I see winner out of him.
I don't know how well received Aubrey is on her social game because they don't really show much personality
Well,
from.
yeah, I will note this. I found it funny, like Aubrey saying, like, I've played 4 times. I am still underestimated. And it made me think, like, yeah, you remember how you did last time, right?
Well, she had a good run the first time. The second time was she made it far, even though like she didn't play the best game, but she made it far coming into like that season with one of the largest targets and like highest threat levels. So
Yeah,
that
she
in
made it
itself
far.
is impressive.
From what I've understand, I don't remember she did much of anything. So I mean, oh well. But we'll see how it goes for her. I would say I think she's pretty well set up this season. I don't see her going over the Emilys, the Christians, or the Devinses right
And
now.
like
So I could see her slipping through.
it really depends on like what moves you make. Because like as of right now, imagine you're Aubrey. How do you plead your case to win? Because I don't know what she could possibly
She
say about the game
can
she's done.
she can talk about being the underdog, how much adversity she went through
Maybe
during the season.
no,
That kind
no
of like
way.
storyline, which is true, but to be honest, she really didn't get crapped on during this episode. At least I don't think so. So
No,
good for
I
her.
think this was a positive episode for her overall.
Yeah, but I just can't like draw the line of her like outstanding relationships or her like positioning
I
that
don't think she has a great social game. I think that's her Achilles heel. I don't think she's ever had a good social game. I think she
I
has a
think
fine social game and a strong strategic game with a little bit of luck. I think she needs a little bit of luck to have the tools necessary to have a strong strategic game. She's not
because
universally talented strategically. She needs a decent hand to start with,
her
or she needs to get into a decent hand.
because her social game doesn't give her that many tools. So like the only way I see her like playing well or like doing anything substantial or like of like significance is if like just relying on like the game giving her like random scenarios for her to thrive and excel in somehow in some way. Maybe a couple more twists.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, I don't know that we have that much more to say. So, past the draft, we have one obviously cherished conquest tradition. We're going to have a basic prediction for next episode and a big, bold prediction for next episode. Jeff, I want to hear your basic prediction first. This is what you really think is going to happen. And then I want to hear your most crackpot, Bali brain, fucking doobie wooby level prediction, the most
Plus.
stupid shit you could see happening. And if it's right, Isaiah's going to give you $5.
Stop saying that every freaking episode. You always
Okay,
talk about how
okay,
I'm gonna
hold
give
on.
people money. What the heck?
It's only $5, you fucking cheapskate. Go.
Oh, so if it's just $5, why don't you give him $5?
I'm Canadian. My money's worth less. It would mean more coming from you because of that.
We don't
Okay,
even pay the freaking assistant, but whatever.
They get PTO.
okay. Let me think here. My basic prediction, I guess, will be Emily goes home. And then I guess my more out there prediction, I think there's going to be three advantages found in the next episode somehow, or obtained by.
We're gonna see the merge idol. Somebody's gonna go on another journey. Oh god,
I think three advantages are somehow going to get dropped into the game.
that's bold. All right, I'm gonna go next. I'm gonna say we saw a little sneak peek of this challenge. I'm gonna say this is a raw strength type of challenge. Like we saw David dominate this one. I don't know if Jonathan did or won this challenge in his season. It's the one where you're cranking the thing and you got to hold it and then water will drop
Uh,
if you let go.
I don't remember. I know
I
Gabler
could.
won
I'm
it.
sure there's
That I
people.
know.
Are who?
Gabler. You don't remember that scene with
David.
Gabler?
Oh yeah, one this minutes for yeah. I don't recall if anyone on this season has won this challenge exactly, but I'm gonna go out bold or basic, and I'm gonna say Jonathan's gonna win this challenge. I could see Ozzy win it, maybe make this his ninth, because I think we're set up for Ozzy to probably win one more immunity at least and tie that record since it was set up. Or that was just a comment by Jeff, just because it's a celebration season. For my bold prediction, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say Coach is gonna show up on the jury. He's gonna have feathers in his hair. He's gonna have a little bit of eyeliner, not a bunch, and his shirt is gonna be buttoned down almost all the way. It's gonna be a black shirt.
That
It's gonna
doesn't
be
sound
really
very bold
something.
to me. I could definitely
It's
see
a
him
thirst
doing
trap.
Didn't you do that before?
I have no idea.
it. Okay. So my just safe prediction, I think somebody in the middle or middle is gonna go home next episode. And then my bold prediction, which I feel like this is the boldest prediction I've had because like the other bold predictions I've had have been pretty bold, but this one, there's no way this happens, but just to have fun. So Jeff competing in the challenge isn't just for like, oh, just for fun. No, no, no. That's a twist that the fans voted for. So this is the
You knew?
twist. Jeff gets to compete in the challenge, and if he wins the challenge, which I'm going to predict that he will win the challenge, he gets to decide who he wants to give the immunity necklace to.
Oh,
That's my
Jonathan's got a necklace coming his way.
That's just
that is my bold prediction for next episode.
That is bold. That is definitely bold.
I think
Alrighty.
you should give that to
Well,
Devins right away.
alrighty. Well, since you didn't do it at the start of the episode, Jeff, introduce yourself. Who are you? Tell us a little bit.
I'm not gonna do that at the end. What the hell?
What do you mean? The people need to know who you are. Who's a better Pokemon player, you or
Oh,
Isaiah?
stop it.
Me. We
No, it's obviously me. I have a
You heard it
higher
here
rating in
first.
Pokemon Champions right now, so I'm the better player.
have a better record.
I
I have
think
a
you're a
better
better
team.
player, but Jeff's nice. He's nice to me,
Uh,
and kindness goes a long way.
it sure does.
Exactly. Jeff is Drew. You are Basile.
What?
Alrighty.
They're the same person.
Okay, fine. You're the other guy that got voted. You're Brando or whatever his name is.
Wait, oh, I thought you were gonna say I was like Austin because they're a duo in that season. But
No, no, you're the other
I'm
guy
more
that
like
liked
Drew than I
Pokemon.
am Austin, though.
No, you're the other guy that liked Pokemon, and then that went pre-merge.
Brando, he was cool. He talked about like the Masuda method on Survivor and
Didn't he
Magirna.
like? Didn't he like fail to climb up a ladder?
No, that's
No, no,
Brandon.
that's Brandon. Brando's
Oh,
another guy.
oh, whoops.
Alrighty. Well, I think we can wrap it up. I'm gonna go eat a burger and pass out because I have to work tomorrow. Neither of
Um,
these two work because they're lazy bums.
Okay, so thank you
Is
for
that all?
watching the
Okay.
Conquest podcast.
Just the
Make sure
dead
you
silence.
like,
Wow.
comment, and subscribe because
Yeah.
next
So many
week,
comments.
no, 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 we had a comment a couple times, but
Yeah, from the guest. We
no,
usually
no,
get
no, it was from some random. Seriously, I guess you
really.
don't remember that, but
No.
make sure you like, comment, and subscribe because next week I think is the week that we have the return of the great Michael Stallings, the voice of the people. So,
The voice of the people. Finally. We were gonna have him for the merge round. Then the merge round wasn't even a merge round. So we said, okay, let's push him till next episode. Then
no,
we asked him, hey, can you show up for this? And then he waited all week. And then we asked him, okay, are you ready to do the podcast? He'd said yes previously. Then he said, oh, low key forgot about that. Sorry, let me do my pitch perfect Stallings impression. Oh, sorry, I forgot about that. My bad, bros.
when y'all
Fortnite.
when y'all get him on here, you guys gotta compare him to Aubrey. Tell him like he behaves and acts like Aubrey and sounds like her.
True.
Y'all
That's
gotta like,
the vibe I get from him. Or
yeah,
y'all
Isaiah.
gotta.
Isaiah could be an Aubrey. Look at those glasses.
I
I
can see
think
that to be honest.
I think
That
that's a
guy's
no. I don't
That's a
need
pretty good
luck to
compliment,
succeed
actually.
on Survivor.
It's a pretty good
Yeah.
compliment, actually.
All right. Well, from me, the best Pokemon enjoyer, from JJ, Jeff, the best Pokemon trainer, and from Isaiah, thank you for watching. Have a
What the hell?
Be a